heading back out in the field. Got to a spot here. The bridge is about washed out. I'm going to turn around and show you this. I'm trying to prospect a spot for the Carolina boys to get together this weekend and run double deuces. But the water levels fluctuate so much around here, and the creeks change from event to event. So you never know what you're going to find. This is kind of crazy. This is the bridge over West Moccasin Creek here. And this was road. And this 6-7 feet down there. You see this was all flush with this concrete here. It's all tore up and washed out. See rebar sticking out in places. But it really tore it up. Let's take a look at the other side. You can see somebody's been in there and stacked that up since this happened, but there's a big bar in there. That wasn't there. That's all recent flood. Brought that in. There's a curve. You can see the heavies on that end and the lights down to here. And yet again, on the curve I'm standing, slight curves. A lot of big heavy stones. See some bedrock, some flood impact. A lot of quartz here. That's a good sign. Then it really shallows out from all the flood. That's a deposition area there. That could be holding gold as well, but more random gold. But there's some serious flood damage going on down here on this stretch of the creek. So hopefully this little spot works out, pans out. Alright guys, first test pans with some fines. 6 or 8 little dots. So there's gold. Let's see if we can find some bigger stuff than that. Hey guys, checking in. I've been here a good while. Starting to get hot. Getting wet for sure. Definitely dirty. So I went upstream there. Good ways. Doing test pans along the way here and there. Nothing really worth showing. Not really any skunks. Some have very little black sand, but there were a little micro in there or anything. So those are kind of skunks. But I come back to where I started, where I found a few dots. And I'm getting consistently better pans around here. So I'm going to mark this in the book as a maybe. I'm going to do one more test pan in that direction before I head out. I'm going to go on to the next location. Let me show you this little pan here. Seems to be kind of average. Not great, just average. You get the good material, you find a good amount of black sand and some dots. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that seems to be about an average pan, about 8 micros. I'd like to find a spot where you have 5 micros and 3 flecky pieces. That's kind of the goal for out here. Spot 1 did okay. Found a deposit with a lot of fines. Could get better when you get a little deeper. Don't know if that's going to be the spot. Probably won't be able to run a deuce there unless we get rain between now and then. Definitely be tough to run 1. Real hard to run 2. But we'll see. Maybe the next spot's looking a little better. Well, this is a pretty wild area. Went way upstream to try to find the source. A little water, just a pan. But you can see there's a lot of cuts and gullies. So I imagine if I follow this on down not too far, it would come together to a larger piece of water. This area here looks a lot different from other creeks in the area. It's closer to the elevation, so the creek walls are very steep. It's been channeling down, cutting pretty quick. So I guess I'm gonna hop in here, find me a couple spots. Just looks like mud. Not much rocks, just mud. See if there's any gold in this area. Well, I went up and down this feature and did about 6 test pans until I found one little tiny speck of gold. So there is gold from here. But what I'm seeing is that when it floods so heavy. There's no sediment really built up in this area except for in just a few select places. It's a false bedrock or a hardened clay bottom. You can't really get anything up except for balls of clay or clumps of hardened clay rock type stuff. Here's the river. It's looking pretty good. You can catch some decent fish out of there. Really big catfish when they decide to run up out of the lake. Really big catfish. Holy hell. Maybe I'm just some kind of jerk and just don't get it, but WTF. This was about 3 or 5 really amazingly nice campsites. I mean, they let the horses and ATVs and 4-wheel drive trucks just come out here and do whatever the hell they want. And if I want to run a high bank, or if I even touch the dang bank with a shovel, it's a federal crime. Good God. I just don't even understand why they can just come down here and destroy this place. All the trails and everything just eat up with 4-wheel drives. But I can't even run a high banker. I don't get it. I mean, I don't even think you can camp here now. It's a damn mud hole. Sorry, lazy sacks of... Best way down, of course, is to follow the cut. Creek Gulch. It'll cut you down gradual. You won't have to worry about climbing a 20-foot wall. This is a pretty drastic looking area. Tall walls, wide creek. This is the same creek system I normally prospect, but this is right before the mouth of the delta, right before it hits the big river, which is probably just a couple hundred yards that direction. You can see that the flood got way up in those trees. So that's some pretty serious water movement. Checking in, trying to make a go of it through here. You would think this looks like some real nice slatty bedrock with a lot of opportunity. But you also got to remember that this goes dry about every season. And people get in here and sweep this and crevice this out pretty good. And it's been tore out, and it floods real heavy through here. So I've been trying to find some pockets to work and everything. Not having a lot of success. It's just piles of ironstone everywhere and a lot of black sands and not much gold. But I did just find a hole. Started digging down through the hole. And each time I go a little deeper, it's about ready to do by a third pan. It's getting more black sands and a little more gold each time. So I'm just going to keep on going down with that. Because, you know, you kind of have to see what's in the bottom of that hole. Well, that's something you don't find in the creek every day, much less 2 pieces of the same plate. That's thick, old stuff. So I'm going to do a test pan from where that stopped. See if I can... They weren't in the same spot, but the same pay streak in line, kind of. All right, let's see if there's any gold over here. Here we go. Here's a potential spot. It's getting about the end of my day. Getting a little tired. Done a lot of hiking. It was pretty hot. There's a bunch of material, sediment through here. And it looks like a good area to set up possibly 2 double deuces. Especially if we get a touch of rain between now and then. But can I find any gold in here? We'll find out. What a lovely day. That was a string of skunks through there. I can't leave on that. So I'm hoping I can cherry pick me a little spot here and coax a piece of gold out. Because I wasn't even finding the finds like before. So, you know, that first spot today might have been the best. And if you ran a lot of material, it could add up. And as you went deeper, it might get better. It seems like there's 2 foot of sediment on top of everything that just got put in. So if you want to find some of the old gold, you're going to have to move 24-30 inches before it even starts, it looks like. And there's some deeper areas here, like out in the middle. I'm going to give a dig on one of those and see if I can find some older clay-like material with some gold in it. Here, hold this while I dig. Hey, I'm up at the top. This pan came out with some gnarly looking quartz. More quartz than I've been getting on this stretch. It's been more like this. Just loads of ironstone and bits of slate and a few small quartz. So hopefully we can coax a little piece of gold out of this. I'll give it 3 or 4 pans. I'm not just going to give it one and done. But this could be a working area here. I dug out of the spot right there, in between some stones. Sound like some thunder? There's a big old woodpecker in here. Sounds like a machine gun going. Still water. Probably catch you some horny head suckers. Well, that was a close call. Finally got me a spot here. Boom, there's gold. It's not a skunk. There's a couple of them too. Something clear and heavy. Carolina diamond maybe. They have found 13 or 14 in North Carolina. But that pan was just full of black sand, so I suspect there's more gold in all this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick shake on a few pans. Just try to get down some heavies. So I'm going to fill up my bucket with my plate and other garbage. And then I'm going to call it a day, and I'm done. Hey guys, that's everything for me down here at the creek today. I'm puffed. I am tired. I'm hot. It's getting dark. I know it don't look like it on there because I'm pointing it at the light up there. But it was a good day. I explored several new places. Found fine gold everywhere. But some places there was a lot more than others. No complaints here. Learned a lot. Found some other spots where I can do some other type of prospecting in different water levels. So thank you for coming along, and if you find any of my garbage, feel free to keep it. So far this year I think I've lost a little shovel, a little pick, 2 pairs of sunglasses. Well, one of those was completely destroyed. I know what happened to them. 2 selfie sticks. They just fall out of my pocket or get covered up with leaves or buried under sediment or something happens to them. I pick up all the trash I see and I end up leaving something good behind. So good luck to you if you find something nice. Beaches through here. That's just all ironstone mostly. Most of it would stick to a magnet. But our fine black sand here isn't usually magnetic. Our magnetic stuff is big red stones.